I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, and this is Mr. Saltwater Tank TV. I finally made it to the ocean, but I'm not here to get wet. Instead, I'm heading over to Costa Mesa, California to bring you coverage of the Marine Aquarium Expo. One of my favorite add-ons for a saltwater aquarium is a tank controller. They keep an eye on everything, they make keeping your tank looking great very easy, and they're first responders for your tank. And a lot of people say, well, Mark, I can't justify that much money for a tank controller. Well, Neptune Systems is about to change all that. They're going to do that with this bad boy right here, the Apex Junior. This one box here will control your whole tank, and it'll do it for $150. How's that for affordability? Now it gets better. The Apex Junior has an Ethernet port built right in. That means you can access it, the Apex Junior, with your phone, configure it, and you can also access it through your iPhone anywhere in the world. You've seen me do that on other Mr. Saltwater Tank episodes. Well, you don't have to do the whole full-blown Apex system to do it. You can do it with the Apex Junior. And if you want to add on to it, say add salinity probes, pH probes, even moonlight simulators for your LED guys, you can do that through the Aquabus connection on the Apex Junior. It's all built right in. Full modularity, full functionality for 150 bucks. Thanks, Neptune Systems. I love this thing. You can bet I'm putting one on my Solana. You've seen it first right here on Mr. Saltwater Tank TV. Tank controllers are definitely high tech, but something that looked very low tech caught my eye next. But I was in for a surprise. Protein skimmers these days are all about Venturi driven, and air stones seem to be a thing of the past. One company, Precision Marine, and I'm here with Mike, who's going to tell me that I'm completely wrong. Air stones are still in.
They are, yeah.
Tell me about this thing, because it's definitely caught my eye.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, air-powered skimmers are going to give you the most bang for the buck.
Okay.
Instead of relying on a water pump, we decided to change that, put on a water pump that's the right size for a 50-gallon tank,
okay,
but utilize an air stone that's very easy to replace. It gives the customer the ability to dial in the amount of air that they want. Really simple to change, unlike the old school air stones. This one, hanging on the back, you just open the valve, dumps the water into a bucket, takes about 3 seconds, it just dumps it. Loosen this up, air stone comes right out, just unthreads right off. This. And comes with a spare, so your first one's on the house.
Okay.
And just thread it back on.
It's that easy.
That easy. Beefy, thick, half-inch cast bracket. Very strong. You can hold it by it.
It's not going to break.
It's not going to break, no.
And I don't have any falling water sounds because this is going to be right under the water.
No air bubbles back to the tank. It's just like it's not there.
And how big of a tank would this skimmer work on?
You know, it's all got to do with the load, but we feel that 50 gallons is a good, reasonable size for it. Yeah. Just clean the cup regularly, and you've got yourself a really potent skimmer up to 50 gallons.
And there you go. Precision Marine hang-on back skimmer, perfect for you guys who have all-in-one and tanks without a sump. I'd seen something high-tech and then something low-tech that still worked great. But what about something that was a mix of both that would fit into everyone's budget? Variable flow is one of the best things that you can do to get variation and keep your corals happy in your tank. And I'm here with a great company, Hydor USA, and with Mike, who's going to talk to me about you guys' new wave maker. Because I've seen the old models, but this looks completely remade. It's incredibly sexy. Tell me about it.
This is the Corellia Smart Wave. It should be hitting stores June 1st. It's going to retail for $59.95. It's designed for folks who want to get, random flow, get nice flow in their tanks, but don't want to be dropping $200, $300, $400, $500 on the system. We designed it to work with our Corellia Evolution line, as well as our Corellia Magnums. It's real simple to operate. 2 knobs. One has a feed mode, which basically shuts all your pumps off.
Okay.
Setting 1 gives you the nice oscillation where you get the pumps going back and forth, back and forth. 2 is synchronized, so you can get them to pulse in unison. Knob on the right is for setting your interval, anywhere from 5 seconds up to 6 hours.
6 hours? 6
hours if you want to get a real, tidal flow in, tidal flow out. But most people are going to operate in that, 20 to 10 second range. It's UL listed, it's water resistant, so if you get splashed on, you're not going to fry it like most computers would.
Now, it's got 2 cords here, and we were talking earlier, you said these are strong enough to support 4 pumps?
Or more. Each plug It's capable of handling up to 100 watts. And when using Corralias, that means 10 to 15 pumps up per plug. So you can sit there and you can split it out like you would a Christmas tree. And then run, in a big tank, you might have 4 pumps on one channel, 4 pumps on the other, and you're taking care of the whole system with one $60 unit.
So it's waterproof, it's strong, it'll run up to 4+ pumps.
Affordable and easy to use.
You can't beat that, man. That's what Highdoor's all about. By this point, the new gear choices were piling up. So I was happy to see a piece of equipment that would make decision-making easier. Choosing what color temperature bulb you want can really drive you crazy. You get all the different choices, and when you make a choice, you have to stick with it for a couple months to really justify the price of the bulb. Well, with Reef Right's twin arc bulb, you don't have to choose anymore. You actually get 2 colors and 1 bulb. Now I said, that's crazy, how do they do that? Well, here's what the bulb looks like. You can see it's got twin elements in there, and it comes in a variety of color combinations. You can do 10K, 10K, 14K, 14K, 20K, 20K, but here's what really gets great. You can do 10K, 20K. That means you get the growth out of the 10K bulb, then you can flip it over and get the color out of the 20K bulb. Now this is great for you people who work away from home. During the day, run the 10K to get your corals to grow. At night, when you want to see them looking great, flip it over and you get the 20K color. Now you asked, how do I flip it over? All you got to do is turn off your ballast, give it a couple minutes and turn it back on, and it'll flip over to the other arc, get the other color coming on. How great is that? I love it. Now, here's what even gets better. For those of you who are interested in LEDs, Reef Bright's LEDs, like you can see on their pendant here, they tell me they're actually strong enough to drown out your metal halide. That means you can use these LEDs as actinic supplementations, so you can get rid of that fluorescent bulb. So, for the ultimate in choice, you can look at Reef Bright's twin arc bulb. You can choose your color, run it at different times during the day, and you can use your LEDs as actinic supplementation over your tank. Okay, enough about gear. How about something on the livestock end? One of the big things I hear about Copepods is they're cold water species, so they're not going to survive in our warm saltwater aquariums. What you have in your hand, you said that doesn't apply to.
No, these are actually harvested from Indonesia. So they are a warm water species that naturally occurs in many of the waters that are coral that we're getting from the industry already occurring as well.
So these have a lot higher survival rate because they came from warm waters to begin with.
Exactly. Ultimately, when you put multiple species of copepods in your aquarium, it's a closed system, so ultimately one copepod is going to win. The idea behind this is that you're continually adding multiple species to keep that biodiversity up, to provide more feeding opportunities that are more natural for your aquarium.
Now, you guys also sell Phyto. These guys eat Phyto.
Correct.
I mean, how do I keep these alive? Do I have to turn my tank green and to keep them here?
Well, most of the species that we sell in the warm water, and specifically these two, they will survive just fine off of what's in your aquarium. But it's the difference between surviving and actually flourishing. When you feed the phytoplankton, you're actually getting a flourishing colony. So by feeding phytoplankton, giving them the food that they need, you can increase that population and increase that reproduction. And again, if we're trying to keep more and more on our reef, we have to provide more and more natural feeding opportunities.
This is a way to do it. Feed your corals, feed your fish.
Exactly.
I'm not going to trash my tank because I can't imagine you can overfeed these.
Exactly, and even if you overfed, they're alive. So what are they going to do? They're going to consume all those problem algae that you don't want until they're consumed by something else. So that's the difference between living and preserved foods.
Max was a lot of fun. And who would have ever guessed that I'd run into Johnny Depp? I see some great new gear here at the Marine Aquarium Expo and met some awesome people as well. So thanks to Kevin Adams and the whole Adams family for having me and putting the show on. And I have just one question for you, Captain Jack.
Hi.
When does Pirates of the Caribbean 4 come out, and are you in it?
Pirates would not be pirates without a Captain Jack, so of course there's going to be Jack in it. The 4th installment comes out, mate, less than 2 months away, May 20th.
Less than 2 months.
Less than 2 months. We are about 6 weeks to the day away from another pirate invasion.
Well, there you go. More insider information from Mr. Saltwater Tank. I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank. This has been Mr. Saltwater Tank TV. Until next time, have a good one, enjoy your tanks, and know your tank personality. Arrgh.
Make sure you come back, eh?